I tried my best to maintain at least like a shadow of the plants that is outside the garden so that they would not be able to have an attempt here. They would be thinking that nothing actually is inside because we are disguising to be having a forest here inside. So perhaps if you're going to be coming from the outside, you will not be noticing that there is something going on inside because we are hiding, and that's the intention. So we just allow this tree to guard us and to keep it here at the entrance, and in fact it keeps on thickening its branch, and it is actually thorny. You can see here there are thorns. This one, okay, you can see you can see it. It is very small, but I'll show you the bigger version of it. Let us see. This one. This one, and it is very sharp. So no one, if they don't have a knowledge of coming here, no one would be expecting that there is an ongoing garden here. So that's what we're going to visit. Actually, yesterday I fixed some kind of support system at the summit, wherein we foresee that the squash is going to be crawling from its base towards the upper portion of it, and that is why so far the area is too messy here in front. There are a lot of garbage which um, we didn't keep it actually inside. I mean, we are supposed to submerge this. Oh, what happened? So we are just going to be featuring again the squash. So this time the squash actually here in this section is slender because they don't have a direct contact to the sunlight because there are a lot of leaves shadowing them. So what we are expecting from these squash is that whenever perhaps they're going to be reaching a certain height wherein they can freely grow and have a full sight of the sunlight, then perhaps that's the time that they are going to have a breakthrough, and perhaps it would take a month. Similar story here. So there is a shadow here on top. We intended it to be like that so that we are going to be shadowed by such a thing. And wow, it is really a miracle if you are going to succeed in allowing these squash to grow even in a shadow, even if there are canopy of plants. And here we are seeing a potential growth and development because the summit of this squash starts to build up. So I think this squash here, very slender, seemed to be being dragged, and there was a heavy weight from the garbage from this one, and it was on top of it, and that is why, oh, it fell. But this time the other one started to crawl and expand, and this one also, in fact, its hook, wow, see, this rope was actually being established here just a few days ago, and the squash really is very active because it already um, intertwined its hook even to the wire. So this one also, while there is a plane, it's very noisy, you can hear that. So we are somewhat like a highway of airplane atop because we are near Abu Dhabi airport. Now, okay, this time go back to our discussion. So even if this particular area is somewhat like having a shadow, in fact at top of it there is ipil growing, and that perhaps contributed the shading of this area. Yet we can see here interesting development of the squash. Another interesting development of the squash is observed here, although I carved from the stone a little hole of it and fit within the hole a portion of the squash with the belief that it can grow. And then you can see here that it paved the way. Similar story with this one. Also, I carved a portion of the concrete and shape it circularly and fit in two sets of squash, two or three, I think three. And then right now, yes, there is considerable growth. And this one also, it started to even extend. And fortunately, this one really seemed to be very at ease with the the nutrients that she is receiving from the soil, because you can see here, you can observe that yeah, it is growing favorably. So in this scenario also, you can see here a promising growth. This one also very promising, as you can observe. Uh-huh. The vine already is, you know, taking its hook anchored towards the post that we have just established or fixed the other day. So this one seemed to be like having difficulty to go up because it still crawl on the ground. And this one, yeah, okay, this one started to also crawl, and this one also. Currently, guys, we are watering it today, and as you can see, we allow the squash to be soaked in water just for today, so that we can have like extended days for not watering, because today we really soaked the plants in water. So this particular section also of the garden, wherein there is an integration of kamachili, and yeah, there is the kamachili tree here. There's a kamachili tree here also. There's also a trace of kamachili tree, but we prune it. This one also. So even if there are live root system of kamachili, still the squash made its way for it to grow. You can see here the development of these squash. It continued to grow, and it is growing favorably, as you can see that. Yeah, this one also so near to the bucket, and I believe it was also influenced by the environment, the coolness of the environment, as we are storing actually water here, and we understand that during the day it became the absorbent of heat, thereby it regularized the temperature, and perhaps that's squash, and this squash also benefited from the coolness of the temperature to a point that it survives. Sometimes we miss watering it. So this one, it's started to even climb. So we really need to hurry looking for some kind of support system, because they are growing ahead, even ahead of our efforts. And there's also sweet potato that is integrated here, and since it actually shows a very healthy um, vine, so I decided not to prune it. So it seems that the squash here right now is very advanced. So fortunately, yesterday we were able to find some remains of the date leaves, and that is why we gathered it together and we fixed it here in this particular section, so that it would support the growing squash. What we are lacking of at this point in time is here in this section, because we are only like putting a rope and still we do not have a strong structure, so that when there is a gust or strong wind, then the squash are actually being supported. So better that in this area right now there is already like rope and stick and other wooden structure, so that if the squash vine are going to be climbing, then they are being supported. Also try to have an inspection of the other batches of the squash which are actually planted here at the other section, and we are seeing here right now that there are also considerable growth and development. Also, although the growth seemed to be like in a slow pace, yet they are growing slowly but surely. And that is something that is so important, that there is a growth and development, although it is slowly but surely. Slowly growth, yet it is sure, because we can see the green colors. I mean the green color, and it remained alive, and each day we are. This is actually an accomplishment or feat, because we are in a deserted area, yet we were able to plant and grow this squash. Even if there are prohibitions, then we just try to do the thing, like um, strive to do it, and economize the water. And especially this time that it's getting cold, then we can maximize the coldness of the temperature just to water our plants. Thank you guys for watching SAS TV official. If you do like the video, please click the like button, and leave a comment or suggestion. And if you do wish to receive regular update about this blog and many other subjects, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, so that you will be receiving an update from my side. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you all.